Well, hey everyone, how are you doing? Well, I'm doing stressed and tired and anxious and scared and bewildered, befuddled, bemood. That's not even a word, so whatever another B word is in there. The last couple weeks have been a journey, and if you're just turning in or tuning into this in the future, this is shortly, it's the 13th of November 2024 when I'm filming this. And yeah, I just needed to do something more than sit around and being anxious. And I wanted to reach out to you guys, and I had started this channel and sort of forgotten about this channel. I didn't ever forget about this channel, but I had been working on other projects, trying to figure out where I wanted to go in the direction of this, if I wanted to rebrand or if I wanted to do something. I mean, I'm Gemini. I chase a whole bunch of options for me. So I had an idea today, and I just wanted to say welcome and hello and how are you, and that I really love you and really do care for you, no matter who you voted for last Tuesday. I really do care for you. I want you to have joy and happiness in this world. And right now, we don't have a lot of joy and happiness. And we are pitted against each other, and we are fighting with each other, and we are losing. We all are losing. Community is failing. America is falling apart at the seams. We can't agree. We can't converse. We can't decide on a direction forward. And this last election has brought up a lot of fear for especially people in my community, the LGBTQIA++, my trans siblings, my brothers and sisters of those with differing skin tones, and we are at a loss of what to do. We don't know how to win right now. We don't know how to express how much we are hurt because of how scared we are. And so we are setting up walls and boundaries and pushing people away. People that voted for him, people that fell for the lies because they think that they have a better idea of what is perfect for America. And in the grand context of everything, none of us know what's good for America. We all think we do. We all have a really good idea of what it is. But the truth in America is that we have to work together. Both sides have to be a little pissed off for real compromise to have been established. And right now, we can't compromise. I can't compromise over the rights that are inherent in me for just existing. And they can't compromise on, well, really anything that they're being force-fed. I mean, they're suckling on a teat of deception and lies while we fight for rights that can't and shouldn't ever be on the table. My right to marry and love is non-negotiable. The rights of immigrants to seek asylum for a better future is non-negotiable. The things that really, healthcare, non-negotiable. We live in a country that allows so many people to starve on its front steps, and while trillionaire, well, I don't know if there's a trillionaire, so they may have made that number up, but billionaires are able to have it all, and we are fighting over the scraps, and then we defend them. Not we, you and I, but they, the people on Reddit, the people in the comments, the people that just, well, we all have the right to be rich. Yeah, we sure do. We have the right to seek opportunity, but we can't seek those opportunities on over the corpses of the fallen, over the people that we have to slaughter along the way. The rich amongst us don't care about us as human beings. They care about us as numbers. They care about us as fodder to increase their agenda. In this current state of the climate of this ecosystem in this world, we are embittered and fighting over the tiniest little things. I know I'm rambling. That's sort of the point of this video, is to ramble. I don't have a script. I didn't want a script. I didn't want it to feel like I just plugged in some thoughts into AI and then came to you with it. People have always enjoyed the things I've said. People have always enjoyed listening to me and seeing my personality. And so I thought I'd just sit down with that and ramble a little bit and welcome you back to the channel and give you some direction of where I want to go. And in that, I want to give you why I want to do that. And that's what I'm talking about. The things that we're battling over. Inflation. Inflation is one of the things that was a huge bone of contention for the people on the other side of the aisle from me. People that wanted to vote with the same people who want to take away my rights cared about inflation. But they didn't really understand what inflation really is. And right now, they're not understanding why inflation is coming from or growing as quickly as it currently is. And they thought that the capitalists on the right side were going to be the answers. They thought Trump is going to, I don't even want to say his name. They thought he was going to be the one to bring us safety, to help us with our paychecks, to give us more food on our plates, to be able to afford our rent, to be able to put gas in the car. Those are common worries. Those are everybody's worries. Left, right, anything. Everybody worries about bare necessities. Food in our belly, shelter on our bodies, over our heads, and that we have that dependability and stability. And if we look at the billionaires in this world who escape paying taxes, we negate this account, this checking account that could pay for bare essentials, that just look at the owner of what was formerly Twitter. I really don't want to say any of these people's names. I don't want to give them any more power than they already have. But we all know who owns Twitter, or what used to be Twitter. And we all know his value and worth. Before COVID, his value and worth was mere billions, just a couple of them. After COVID, it's hundreds of billions. Billions enough that he was able to spend $44 billion on just purchasing a thing that he's ran into the ground. A cesspool of hate is what now Twitter stands upon. And that billions of dollars, those 44 billions of dollars, could have cured world hunger. They could have been free healthcare for decades for a lot of our communities. It could have gone in a lot of different directions and been better spent than what it is. But how did he go from mere billions to billions? Well, where do you think inflation came from? And who do you think it's paying for? It's not going to you and I. You and I pay more money than we've ever paid before for everything. I mean, milk, cheese, eggs, gas, any shampoo, all of the things. We pay more than we have ever paid. And it is not going into your brother's pocket. It is not going into your boss's pocket. It is not going into your boss's pocket. It is going into these billionaires' pockets. And that is who is keeping us fighting. That is who is controlling the narrative. That is who rejoices in our disdain of each other, in our inability to compromise, to communicate, and in an ability to build our community to go forward. These billionaires get everything. And we are left fighting over the scraps. This is a trope that's as old as time. This is where propaganda, there's been, I mean, you can go back from Hearst to any of the different publications to even fiefdom and serfdom and previous economics or cultures across the globe. That we're not the first to have been tricked or manipulated into fighting with each other. And we won't be the last. We are mankind. I don't mean that to gender it. We are humans. And humans make mistakes, and we like to repeat our mistakes. We like to think that we're individual. We like to think that we are the only ones, but we are very similar to each other, and we ignore that fact. And so as I wax poetic about all of this that fights about the billionaires, it's really what I want to bring to the table is, how do we win? How do we come back together? How do we take the next step forward? And that takes a lot of work. It's not easy. And especially how we're all feeling right now, it's definitely not easy. It is a struggle for us to put the anger and the feelings and the injustice and everything aside to be able to look at how do we go forward. And so that's why I wanted to take a video today. That's why I want to reinvigorate this channel. That's why I want to start teaching you some of the skill sets I have and why I do a lot of what I've done in my life to get to this point, and who I am as a person has been to cut contact with a lot of that kind of stuff. The billionaires, the rich, the money, the affluence. I have learned skill sets that save me money, tons of them. I have the whole reason, the entire reason I got into cooking was to save money. Do you know how much you spend a year on processed foods? Do you know how much you spend at a restaurant? Do you know how much you spend not only at the restaurant, but also paying the wages of the staff in gratuity? So much. So much. And when I'm at the winery and people are talking to me about my food background, I tell the story, and there is a story about the personal chef who taught me, showed me recipes that I wanted to duplicate, but I didn't want to pay for them. I can't and don't want to pay $48 darn dollars for 6 raviolis on a plate. Who does? Only the people that can and want to flaunt it. So I learned how to make raviolis on my own. I like to eat. You may like other things, but there are ways for you to learn skill sets to take the money away from them and keep it in your pocket. And that's what I really want to bring to this channel. That's what I really want to bring to my community, is a shared education based on things that I have garnered to be able to keep the money in my own wallet. I don't want to scream and fight about inflation. Yes, costs are going up, but I know that the costs are only benefiting the tops of those corporations. I know when I go into Smart and Final or any of the grocery stores you may have around, that it's not the checker that's getting paid thousands of dollars a minute to do what they do. And I sure as hell know that the CEO has zero idea the stress it is to be one of those cashiers. There is no connection between the two of them. The discrepancy and change between the CEO and the base employee is so vastly far, so differentiated, that it is bigger and more, getting myself flustered even talking about it. But the difference between the king and a serf in old-time Russia is closer together than it is between the owner of Twitter and any of his base employees, or the CEO of Smart and Final and any of the cashiers. There is a huge discrepancy, but there is an ability for you and I to win. There is an ability for you and I to take the next steps forward, to support each other, to share our education, and to save our money. Because in the end, the true vote of America right now is about our dollar. The true vote, because you can look at our votes across the country, but it's really only decided by an electoral college in a couple counties in a couple different states. California always votes blue. If you vote red, it doesn't matter in California. It does in local politics, and that's a completely different conversation than what happened last week. Local politics matter. But the ginormous ones, the big ones that are decided with electoral college, are decided by very few people. And I used to live in Washoe County, Nevada, one of those counties. So I know what it's like to be a part of these places that where your vote actually matters. But me in California, it doesn't feel like my vote really does. So where do I go from there? My dollar bill. And my dollar bill is worth something. It is worth something. It is backed in our treasury. It is something that I believe in, and it is something that I can use in which to save or to share some experience or to be able to deflate inflation in my own home. There are skill sets in which I can teach you how to save $1. In just cooking. Cooking is one of my biggest skill sets, one thing I've been doing for 28 darn years now. And I can show you how to save money cooking. I can show you how to support your community by cooking. I can show you different skill sets to stop having to care about recipes and buying certain and rare ingredients. You can go to the grocery store, and as long as you know how to roast something, you can feed yourself dinner. As long as you know how to pan sear something, you can fry yourself dinner. As long as you know how to whisk something, you can make yourself a cake. These are things that we can do and I can share with you. And that's just scratching on the surface of what I have experienced. I have skill sets in making my own cosmetics, my own lotions, my own gardening, grown my own food, I've grown my own medicine. And those are the things I really want to bring to this channel as I try to wrap up my rambling incoherentness. But I really wanted to give the reason why I want to bring this to you. Why I want to start putting more energy and to give myself sort of a guiding star in the distance of what my goals are with a channel. It's not to make money. It's not to monetize this. It's not to pew all the right-wing sycophants, and it's not to do anything like that. It's just to put some information out in the world. Hope that I can support you and make you feel a little bit more validated and heard, and maybe make you or give you the insight in which to save your own dollars and vote with them in the proper way. Keep them out of Twitter owners' pocket. Keep them out of billionaires' pocket. Keep them in the community. Make sure your dollar is going to your neighbor instead of your boss's 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 boss. And there's ways in which we can really endeavor to work together to survive the next couple years, because it's going to be a dark time. And I don't want to focus on that. I have breath in my lungs right now. I have food in my belly right now. I have clothes on my body and roof over my head, and I am loved. And that's enough for today. So if I have all of those things for today, I don't need to worry about 3 years from now, 4 years from now, 5, even 2 weeks from now. There's things that I will schedule, there's things that I will put my attention to, and there's things I will do. But in this moment, the things I can do, the things I have a tangible effect on the reality around me, is what's in my head and what's in my heart and what's on my body. And those are the things that I think can help. Those are the things that I really think can benefit this world we live on, and to stop hemorrhaging everything flowing to the greedy. We deserve to be a little greedy ourselves. We deserve to keep those things here and with us and attainable. There is no attainability to me to become the next Elon Musk. Said his name. There's no ability. I don't have a dad that had an emerald farm, mine. I don't have the luxury of a paid way through college. I don't have the luxury of connection or nepotism. I don't have those things, and most likely you don't either. And so, how do we get to be a billionaire in this world? Well, we don't. There shouldn't be any billionaires on this world. There should be a limit between the richest among us and the poorest among us. We are only as fast as our slowest members. And the fact that we demonize the poorest, the slowest, the sickest, the most infirm, and we make them the causation of the rot in our society, absolutely. No, thank you. It's the fact that we don't care for them is the rot. We can. We have all the tools. We have all the money. We don't tax appropriately. We don't bill or do law appropriately. We have an imbalanced system that benefits straight, white, cis men. And for so long. And we all sit here and realize something is so terribly wrong right now. But then we blame it on each other. And we don't look at this. Has been a pattern a long time in the making. When's the last time you heard anybody talk about monopolies? Last time I remember hearing about it was during Microsoft. I know there's a monopoly with Nestle and over a whole bunch of different food products. You think Nestle doesn't own what's in your kitchen? They own everything. General Mills, Microsoft, Twitter, all these corporations have monopolies within themselves that should be broken down. Or at least if they're gonna be monopolies, they should be taxed to hell back and forth to take care of us. We're the ones they're selling to. Why aren't they taking care of us? Trickle down economics. Give the money to the rich and it'll reach the poor. Do you know what a poor person is the first thing they spend free money on? A roof over their head. That pays into the landlord's pockets. The second thing they do, buy themselves food. That pays into corporations' pockets. The third thing they do, luxury and maybe something else. I don't know for sure. But going down, that the priority first and foremost is to take care of the roof, to take care of their body, then to take care of any other necessities. And we don't see that it's not trickle down economics, it's trickle up economics. You give 1 million people $1,000 and they're gonna spend it. They're gonna give it to their landlords and that trickles up. They're gonna give it to the corporations that sell them food and that trickles up. So why are we giving everything to the top when we're only as strong as our foundation? So I know I'm rambling and I probably have made this video far too long. So if you're still here, thank you for sticking it out. I assume you probably agree with me in some way, or you're going to leave it in the comments how crazy I am. I don't know. But I really wanted to say hi, that I love you, that no matter if you voted for him or her at this last election, I'm not mad at you. I'm mad at them for controlling us. I'm disappointed, maybe if you voted for him, about who you voted with, not who you voted for. That on that side, there's Nazis and hate and fear, and on this side, there's compassion and empathy and support. But even so, we all have the same goal, and that's a better tomorrow. It's security in our lives and our future, and it is a lack of fear of the things we can't control. And we're all same in that. And so if I can do my little stuff and teach you some recipes, teach you some skill sets that help you keep the dollar bills out of billionaires' pockets, and we learn how to support each other and go forward, then I think I've done what I want to be doing with my life. And I don't know how to make a future for myself doing that. So that's why I'm here. I'm going to just start putting it out on the internet and see if people agree with me, or at least want to hear this, or at least think it's beneficial. And if they do, then bless to them, bless to us. And I really hope that through the fear and through the uncertainty and the lack of security, that you take a moment and you breathe. And you count a couple blessings. And I know I'm privileged with my blessings. Live in California. Have this amazing property. I have friends and family. I have food and money in the account. I know I have privilege. And those are also blessings. And I am so thankful for the ones I have. And it breaks my heart that I have them and others don't. Unacceptable. Unacceptable that I rejoice in my privilege and my blessings and others do not receive that same thing of no choice of their own. There's those that have made choices that they don't deserve privilege. It was incarceration and murders and stuff like that. But most of us have made mistakes, and most of us just deserve to be here and to pursue happiness and joy and love and compassion and to find connection and community and laugh. We all at least deserve that. Even if you voted for him, you deserve it. You do. As a right you deserve just for being born. So as I wrap this up, I hope you enjoyed it if you got to this point. And I do plan on hoping to add a little bit more structure to my future videos and bringing in little classes of just things. So if there's something as I'm getting started and getting back into the social media and putting these videos out there, if there's anything that you're interested in, please write it in the comments. Let me know. I most likely either have a friend or have someone that I can bring in to teach a skill or work with you, or to just answer it and make a note that, hi, I see you. Kelly, thank you for watching this video. Or Francie, for always supporting me. And Rhonda, I know you follow this, so I hope you got to this point. And how long it's been since I've hugged you. And Grace, my sister, I love you. And my whole family, they're all amazing. And so to those that are still here, I love you. I thank you. We're going to get through this together. So let's disconnect from the fear mongering and the propaganda and the horrifying energy on the internet together, and let's find a little solace in each other. Okay? All right. I love you. Thank you for taking the time in my little studio, listening to me ramble incoherently. Hopefully I had said something that struck a chord. Okay. If I keep going, I'm going to keep going. Okay, bye.